Yeah, it is time for a mixed bag of wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to apologize that I could not do my Raw review on the 26th. I have a root canal done, and my mouth has not been really comfortable. I just did my Impact review. I won't leave a connection below, but you know what? Just take a look at it. You can see that I wasn't exactly comfortable. I was trying my best not to really think about it. But look, this mixed bag of wrestling is to make up for that. These are my thoughts on the progression of the WWE for the last near 2 months. Really, the last month and a half to the last month, the WWE has really changed their dynamic. Taking away from what happened with John Cena, the product has done very well. If you've seen my reviews, you see I've been giving them B's. Maybe a couple of C's, but in general, B. That means they have finally understood that they need to change their product a little bit. So look what we got. I mean, look, I've said in my Total Divas review, I felt that was a little too much for these women to be putting themselves out there. But still, even with my thoughts that it wouldn't be that good, the show has been successful. And this is the reason why they've been put on TV. Admittedly, maybe I haven't been able to really think very well because my mouth has been hurting for the last month. I didn't want to get my teeth done, but you can understand it if you know about drilling. But if you understand this, the Divas, no matter if you believe they're boring in the ring, they got boring segments in the back, there's almost no storylines whatsoever. When it comes to the show, you get way more depth than you do on WWE's Raw SmackDown. So in a sense, that has made up for that. So they're trying to bring a little bit of the people from Total Divas over to the product, which is a smart thing to do. I'm sorry, it is a smart thing to do. Even if I still believe that there's going to be a point where this could be a problem for these women later in life. Their men are going to see what they don't know about. If they hadn't already seen the director's cut, they will be seeing it when it's aired. So anything that's been shown that they don't know about, like either one, like with Trinity and Jimmy, who is also known as Jonathan, something they have not seen yet. When it's aired, they will see it. And that will be brought up sooner or later in their real lives. Do I feel that's good? No. For me personally, I don't want to see my Trinity, my Naomi, get harmed in any way. I actually love that woman. You can see that woman wears her heart on her sleeve. She shows her emotion in her face. That's one of the reasons why I felt that she was such a good person. But that's just me. I still have to see what it is. And the Total Divas has really given life to the Divas division. I'm kind of hoping that the Divas will actually have a conflict with the regular, well, let me put it like this. Divas versus Total Divas. That actually would be a very good concept. And they might have done this in that Raw. I managed to see it, but I could not talk. So seeing what AJ did, and this is also what I'm bringing up about AJ. I just don't think AJ works as a heel. She needs to go back to face. But what she did after the match of all the people in Total Divas, it's actually kind of putting a diva against a total diva. One of those women is going after the champion. I don't know who, and I'm not going to even speculate. But I really believe AJ Lee should go back to a face, and maybe this might be the transition for it. The way the WWE is going, you never know that she may transition back to a face again. So maybe you should be looking for that. Now, Daniel Bryan. My thoughts on that man is simple. It makes no difference if you like the man or not. He's been over for the last 4 to 5 months now. He got totally over with John Cena, who did a perfectly good job. You may say a lot about John Cena, and I'm one of those people who did not like him. But I cannot say that he didn't do what was right for business. He has a lot of respect for the company. He has a lot of respect for business. He put over Daniel Bryan with a grapefruit-sized elbow when he shouldn't have been wrestling because a tricep injury had been going on for quite a while. But he did it because he believed in business. And this is good to see that this man actually cares. For Daniel Bryan, I say it like this. He is now he's the number one face of the company at this moment. He is. Until John Cena comes back, which will refresh him. And if you believe he needs to change his character, think about it for a minute. Having a wait for at least 6 to 8 months would actually be a better thing than just changing the character altogether, because then how are you going to feel about it? You may not like John Cena, but at least you know what you're dealing with. Just keeping away for a while will make you feel good. So going to Daniel Bryan, he is now in the Breakfast Club as far as I'm concerned. He is an entry-level Breakfast Club member. That is the reason why Triple H, God himself, has decided to put this man over. He's made sure a wonderful Randy Orton, who is now turned heel, which we needed and which we were demanding, has done very well. You're going to see Daniel Bryan dealing with a Randy Orton. And eventually, I tell you this honestly, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see in WrestleMania 30, Triple H versus Daniel Bryan, possibly for the WWE Championship. If not, it is Triple H versus Daniel Bryan and either a Hell in a Cell, a tables match, a last man standing match, or an end of an era match. Think about it for a minute. For the simple fact is this: they realize John Cena is not going to be there much longer. They must bring up the entry levels. Daniel Bryan's number one. The second one is CM Punk. Having that wonderful match at SummerSlam was really damn good. You can see that Brock Lesnar worked very well with him. It had its spots that weren't that good, but it was still a good match. The way the WWE is now giving these guys a proper storyline to work with is great for... Oh, damn it. Ooh, sorry. It's great for business. They finally understand that people wanted this. If they believe that Daniel Bryan and CM Punk are too damn small, makes no difference. They're going to do what's best for business. And when it comes to Triple H, the God himself, he realizes this. And he realizes he has to promote these guys. And he's doing good. Daniel Bryan will be the first one inducted into the Breakfast Club. It will be CM Punk, who's already inducted for quite a while, will finally also come up in the roster. But it'll take some time. We need to wait. Have time to build these men up properly, ladies and gentlemen. And this is what the WWE has been doing for the last 2 months almost. This is what we've been screaming about. And I'm happy to see the change. I know I've been hearing people say this thing's been crap. And I know I've crapped it a couple of times myself in the last couple of months at least. There have been some matches that I did not like that was shit. But I cannot hide the fact that they've been doing great progression, especially what they've been doing with the guys that have been staying stagnant for a while. Look at Cody Rhodes and Damien Sandow. They have an interesting feud over the briefcase of the Money in the Bank, baby. We're going to get something done with them eventually. Maybe at Survivor Series, as I said. I'm hoping Night of Champions is not the end of this. This could be up to the Survivor Series where these men may actually fight for that case. That's what I'm hoping for. And that's what I believe. And this also leads me into another group of guys. One that I agree with the Sleg Daddy that really needs to do a flip back to where he was best. And I'm talking about The Miz. The Miz has always been a great heel. I said The Miz many, many months ago needs to turn face because they have no faces. I did not want him to turn heel, but I knew he needed to turn heel because they didn't have anyone to work with. And we didn't know how he was going to respond. Now, when he first turned face, people liked it. But the problem is he's had no storyline to be worked with. So, turn him back to a heel. He works better as a heel. He's a much more better character. Ow. Sorry. Talking does hurt. And I want to sneeze too, which makes it worse. But for The Miz, this is a much better thing for him. We need him to turn back into a heel. He does better. And I bet you Miz TV will be much more palatable once he changes. That's just my opinion. Tell me, you guys. Tell me. I'm begging for you. Tell me below what your feelings are. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about is Fandango. One of them. Fandango, which I really thought that he had great momentum after WrestleMania, then dropped. Now he's beginning to do his rise again. I am proud that the WWE is not letting Johnny Curtis end up nowhere. We need something done. We need something done with people that may be interesting with a gimmick. When the hell have you heard a gimmick lately? In the last 4 or 5 years. Only the recent ones is the ones that are being come out right now. Fandango is a great gimmick. He will get over if he's sponsored right, if he's nurtured right, and God himself will make sure he's nurtured. Now, unfortunately, there are several people that are still left in the wayside. Look at Antonio Fazzardo. He's doing great until they dropped him. And look at Ryback. Ryback's also a mess. I'm hoping they straighten him out. I just don't see it right now. Maybe in 2014 they will flip him back to a face and reconstruct him from scratch. It is what is needed. We need him to be reconstructed. But you know what? The WWE is doing such good work in the last 2 months that you cannot deny. Look at Rob Van Dam, and I know people don't like Rob. I'm not a big fan of Rob. I even said I wasn't too fond of thinking Rob was going to be in the main event of the World Championship. I was terrified he was going to go into the WWE Championship, but I wasn't fond of him going to the World. But honestly, who else? You may not like it, but it is something different that we've been demanding. They're not going to do this with Dolph yet. They're not going to do it with Cody yet, even though we need him there. Hell, we need new faces in the positions, but they're not ready yet. So let Rob Van Dam become the world champion for a little while. Let him battle with ADR. It's not a bad thing. It'll help promote that title. It will give us time to bring up the others, and we need it. And finally, the last thing I want to talk about is the Wyatts. I am very impressed with the Wyatts. Bray Wyatt, I am very impressed with him. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing his name right. I've been botching it a bit. But I feel that the Wyatt family is going to do very well in 2014 as long as the WWE doesn't drop the ball. It looks like they're not. And Kane, who's been out now because he got beaten at SummerSlam, may join them. I would actually want him to be joined in there. In a sense, it would be like a mini evolution. I know that's stretching it, but look, you got the well-established guy as Kane. You got the up-and-coming one, which is Bray Wyatt. And then you got the other two. You got the Batista, who is Luke. And you got the John Cena, who is Eric. Yes, those two won't get anywhere, but Bray Wyatt may. And I wouldn't mind seeing him rise. He's basically the Triple H of the group. He can rise. We need more evil people in the WWE, ladies and gentlemen, with a gimmick. When is the last time anyone saw a new gimmick other than Kane and The Undertaker that was memorable? You haven't seen it in a while. So seeing this gives me a lot of hope that the WWE finally understood and listened to their fans and now progressed it. And anyone in the YWC that doesn't like this, then why are you watching the product? If you don't like this, you shouldn't be watching it. Go to ROH, go to TNA. But this is what a lot of people have been screaming about for years. We need a change, and look what we got. We got exactly what we've been wanting. We got more life into the product, and I'm loving it. And I hope you enjoyed the Zane's view. Well, Zane's mixed bag of wrestling. Sorry, my mind's a little off because of the pain. Subscribe and comment to my channels. Give me a thumbs up. And I wish to say something to the Slave Daddy, since I'm connecting this to him. Now, I saw your Raw review, buddy. I saw that you were mad that Mr. Parker and several people like the Trio Woe and other people that I won't mention that you know way better than me. I understand you, man. You want to start something that will get the people over in the YWC, and you know, as one of the leaders who really began the YWC to really progress. Let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen. The Off the Rope show really brought some life into this entire community. They did. I'm not saying no one else who has been around as long as them or longer had not given it life. But for me personally, if you looked at my playlist where I thanked the Off the Rope show, I would not have been doing this. I was depressed with a bad injury. And these guys one day said, you know what? If you're going to do something, be passionate about it. Enjoy it. If you're going to do this, put your heart and soul into it, baby. Try it. Don't be afraid of criticism. Don't be afraid to give your best. Even if you botch it, it doesn't matter. Just give it to them. And you'll see what happens. If they like it, they like it. If they don't, who gives a fuck? As long as you're enjoying it. And I do this because I enjoy it. It helped me get rid of my depression. My depression's gone down quite considerably doing this. But I'm saying this, Slick Daddy. I'm saying this, brother. You want someone in the supper club. You want to be like Evolution. You want to have the Breakfast Club. Well, you know what, brother? As much as I enjoyed Revolution, I managed to see some of it back in the 2000s. You must rise well above that. I'm not saying to rise above God, but I am saying, when I'm preaching to you, brother, I'm telling you, to anyone else that wants to say this, you must rise above how Evolution was. Go beyond a Ric Flair. Go beyond what a Triple H at that time was, a Batista, and a Randy Orton. Go and rise above it. I have risen above it, baby. I may not be as well known as everybody else, but I put my heart and soul into this thing. I put it in here. I'm not asking or demanding to be in the supper club. I don't think I'm worthy yet. I have a lot more to learn. And I'm learning by watching everybody. But I'm going to be honest to you, brother. I know if I am accepted, which I don't believe I will, I will rise well above my position. Because that is what you're supposed to do in a group. You're supposed to rise above expectations. We may get ourselves over, but how far are we supposed to get over? We're supposed to go well beyond that. And that's what I'm doing right now. I ain't doing no 5-minute video. This mixed bag of wrestling, that was that. But this, I'm telling you right now, brothers, I'm going well beyond that. I'm not starting a club. But I will say this, like Daddy. Maybe you should rename your supper club to the Legion of the Leaders. It may not sound so good, but look, you got to go beyond where anybody expects you to be. Because remember, when in an interview with Ric Flair, if I remember, it's not generally stated, but he didn't know if this was going to work at first, but he did believe that these guys could get over. He wanted to bring these guys up. Anybody who gets in the supper club is not going to just be there to get themselves over. They're going to be there to be risen beyond what they're meant to be. I, humble Zane, say this to you, Slick Daddy. Rise above it, baby. I have. I may not be in your supper club, but I know I've risen much more than what I did before. And I wish to thank you for that. This isn't just kissing your ass. I'm saying this because it's truthful. Because who I am, you, Slick Daddy, you know me enough that I'm honest about what I say. You did help me with my depression. I wish to thank you for that. And this supper club, I do hope you find all those people. And those people who have said nothing yet, they should be ashamed of themselves. They don't want to rise above it. They don't want to rise beyond what they could be. You're looking at one that has. I may not have no numbers, but damn it, man, I'm doing good. So I'm sorry for it being this long. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. I'm very glad I did this because I wanted to express how I felt. Y'all take care and enjoy this mixed bag of wrestling.